Hello, my friend. Today I want to share with you a story. A story for your English practice. But more than that, a story that might wake you up from your own fears. The title of this story is The Fear That Almost Killed a Dream. There was once a young man named Michael. He was 22 years old and had just graduated from university. He lived in a busy city full of opportunities, tall buildings, shining lights, and endless noise. From the outside, he looked like any other young man starting his adult life. But inside, Michael was fighting a monster cold fear. Michael had a dream. Since childhood, he wanted to be a writer. He wanted to create stories that touched people's hearts, stories that inspired others, stories that could live longer than him. Every night, he filled his notebooks with ideas, sketches, and chapters of books. But none of his stories ever left his room. Why? Because fear whispered in his ear, "What if people laugh at you? What if no one reads your book? What if you fail and waste time? What if you're not good enough?" These questions became chains around his heart. And so, while the world was moving, Michael stayed silent. He worked at a small office, typed boring reports, and lived in a cycle of routine. He looked successful on the outside, but inside, his dream was slowly dying. One evening, his childhood friend Emma came to visit. Emma was different. She had started her own small business, failed twice, but kept going. Now, she was running a small cafe that people loved. As they sat together, Emma asked, "Michael, why do you look so empty these days?" He hesitated, then whispered, I want to be a writer, but I'm scared. What if I fail?" Emma looked at him with kind but firm eyes. "Michael, fear never goes away. It only grows if you feed it. The more you wait, the stronger it becomes. But the moment you act, fear begins to shrink. Tell me, what's scarier, publishing a story and failing, or never publishing and dying with regret?" Her words struck him like lightning. That night, Michael couldn't sleep. He stared at his notebook, full of unfinished stories, and asked himself, am I living or am I just hiding? My friend, stop here for a second. What is the dream you keep hiding because of fear? Say it to yourself. Write it down. Fear grows in silence, but it weakens when you face it. The next morning, Michael made a decision. He would finish one story and share it online. He woke up early, made coffee, and sat at his desk. His hands trembled as he typed. His mind screamed, "It's not good enough." But he continued. Day after day, he wrote. Some days were easy. Words flowed like a river. Other days, every sentence felt like carrying a heavy stone uphill. But he refused to stop. Finally, after 3 months, his story was complete. He read it again and again, editing, polishing, but always hearing the voice of fear. Still, he pressed a button, publish. His heart raced. Minutes passed, then hours. Nobody read it. The next day, one person commented, "Not bad, but the ending is weak." Michael's heart sank. He wanted to delete everything. But then another comment appeared. "I love this story. It made me cry. Thank you." For the first time, Michael felt the taste of victory. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't easy. But his words had touched someone. Fear hadn't killed his dream. It had only tested it. Don't wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. Start your project today. Publish, share, speak, act. Even if it's small, even if it's imperfect. Someone out there needs what only you can give. Months passed. Michael continued writing. Sometimes he received criticism. Sometimes silence. But sometimes messages of gratitude from strangers. Slowly, his audience grew. His confidence grew. And something incredible happened. His fear became smaller than his dream. One day, he received an email from a small publisher. "We are interested in your work. Would you like to meet?" Tears filled his eyes. He remembered all the nights of doubt, all the excuses, all the times he almost gave up. And he whispered, "I'm glad I didn't let fear win." Remember this, fear will always be there. But you have two choices. Let fear control your life, or use it as fuel to grow. Which one will you choose today? Thank you for listening to this story. The lesson is simple. Fear is expensive. It costs you your dreams, your potential, your future. But courage is free. The moment you take one step, you start to win. If this story inspired you, subscribe to our channel for more motivational stories. And now, I want to hear from you. Write a comment. Tell us what fear you are fighting, and share the first step you will take today to overcome it. Your feedback matters. Your story can inspire others.